Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine, and today I'm going to go outside and show you a workout you can do outside. Of course, you can do this inside as well, in between the week of Christmas and New Year's. And why not get an early jump on your New Year's resolutions? Almost always people have resolutions about getting more strong and getting more fit and getting healthier. Well, why not start now? So I'm going to show you some things you can do outside. I always love to move my workouts outside when I can. So that's what we're going to do today. All right, so we're going to do a row to start. I've got my band just wrapped around a sturdy pole in front of me. It's easy to find things like that around your house or out on your deck. So we're going to go nice and slowly. Remember, with the bands, it's easy to make some adjustments in how hard it is. If you have a band that's a little too light, you can step back a little bit. If your band is a little too heavy, you can step forward. I would rather have you use a band that is just a little bit too light in weights in general, because you can always really slow the motion down and do some more repetitions in order to still get a good muscle contraction and a good workout. Versus if you're using one that's just a little bit too hard, you might start substituting with other muscles. And sometimes that's a good way to get injured, or you're just not working the muscles that we're intending to work. Okay, next we're going to turn around. You notice I've got a towel in front of my band here so that it doesn't make little micro tears in my band. Okay, so now we're going to do chest press. So I just turned it around, and it's best to stagger your feet. So you've got one foot in front of the other, and the reason for this is to protect your back. So you can put the bands here on the inside of your chest, and that might actually be a little bit easier so the band isn't scraping along your elbows. This is a little narrower spot for it to go through. Again, if you feel like it's too easy, you can step out. Too hard, you can step back. Find that right spot so you have a good controlled resistance all the way through the motion. Remember, keep your shoulders down away from your ears, and you're just pressing straight out from your chest. So this exercise is working your chest and your triceps in the backs of your arm. Okay, good. I'm gonna let that band fall to the ground here. And next we're gonna do some step downs. So what I like about step downs is, let's see, make sure that I'm got my camera down here so that you can see. I've got my step. When you do step downs, now I move it just a little more challenging outside, but that's okay. I prefer to be outside whenever possible. So my cameraman is fired. When you do step downs, I want you to stand parallel to the step. So we're not facing out or facing up. What I want you to do is have your one foot off the side of the step, and you're going to slowly lower it down and just barely step. So one thing that's really important to do for step downs is have something where you can hang on so you can really sit back. When you do step downs, I don't want your knee to go forward like this. I want you to be able to sit back, and this is a eccentric contraction, meaning it's going down, and that's where the work is in this one, is on that downward motion, the eccentric contraction. So working on that downward motion. The concentric is where you curl it up, is where you're short. That way, you may find this is pretty challenging for your balance. So find something that you can hang on to. You can use a chair. You can use that same post that you were just using for your band work. All right, now we'll turn around. So you can, stand on this side of it. I'm going to stand here so I'm still within the camera. Gently sit back. Whenever I do exercises like this or with squats, generally I kind of put my arms forward to counterbalance and make sure that I'm staying in that good form. barely touch your foot down to the ground here. So you can do this on the bottom step of your stairwell, and that's really a good place to do it too, because there's usually a pretty good sturdy banister right there, the post of your banister. Remember to keep breathing, try to keep your chest tall. If you're able to do it without hanging on, that's great, because then we're adding some balance as well. And 10, good. You should really be feeling that in your quad and your glutes here, really burning. Okay, next we're going to use that step again. And we're going to do some calf raises. So we're going to get a little bit lower than the floor here and then come right up on top. So you want to use something for balance here so you don't fall off the back. But we're getting a really full range of motion. We're getting a stretch at the bottom and then a full range of motion for that calf raise. Really working your gastrocs, working your ankles and your toes here. Think about spreading your toes really wide and making all of those muscles in your feet work all the way through this motion. It's a warm day here, so when it's warm, you typically get some wind involved with that, but I'll take it. All the way up. We're going to do this 10 times. Like I said, hang on to something here so that you don't accidentally slip off the back or you lose your balance on that step. Just do this on the bottom stair of your stairwell, wherever you may be. All right, good. Now we're also going to stand. You can do this off the edge of your stair as well. Woo! We're going to do a hip extension. So bringing your leg to the back. So another reason it's good to do this on the bottom of a step, or at the edge of a step, is you've kind of got some motion, you've got some room for that other leg to move. So we're just bringing it back a little ways, squeezing under your glutes. 9 and 10. This is not a very big motion. If you find that you're having to tip forward, you're going too far. You really just squeeze right under your hips there, right under your glutes, right in your, it's called your gluteal fold, right into your butt cheek there. Really squeezing back. Not a very big motion. You want to stay nice and tall, keep your shoulders down. Really just squeezing under those glutes. And doing this, you can do this anywhere, of course. You can do it standing at the kitchen sink like I talk about a lot. But I like using the edge of a step so you have some room for that to move. Okay. Next, for the last one, we are going to utilize my chair here for a plank. So we did push-ups the other day using a raised surface, and now I'm going to have you do a plank using a raised surface. So all you do is put your hands on the edge of any old chair, of course not a rolly chair, but a kitchen chair, or like I'm using here, one of my deck chairs. Just like if you were on the floor, and of course you can do this on the ground, you can do this on the floor if you know that you can do that. This is a good way to kind of ease into it. You want a good straight line from your heels all the way through the top of your head. Don't dip your head to look at your toes, and don't look up like this. You want to keep your head right in line with the rest of your spine. Your hands should be right below your shoulders so that you're not way back here. Hands should be right below those shoulders. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. If it's starting to feel like a little much, you can put one foot here, give yourself a little break, and then come up. I would rather have you do that than start doing this. So keep those hips nice and flat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, very good. I hope that you enjoyed the outdoor workout. If you're doing this inside, of course, you can do that as well. I just like to move it outside and mix it up for myself. It just feels good to get out and get some sunshine and some fresh air. And keep moving however you can. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.